Hey guys, so figuring out which candidate to support in this election, I don't think should be as difficult and as frustrating as it has become, but the fact that people have been justifying their choices by saying that it's the lesser of two evils, I think is in itself a disappointing commentary on the state of our government. Now, I won't justify my choice this way, but I also won't pretend to be overly enthusiastic about my choice either. Much like the rest of America, I am very skeptical, but only results will truly convince me of the value of my choice. So in order to come to my decision, I tried to kind of take stock of the things that are important to me. I know a lot of my peers have found social issues to be most important, but personally I think that a healthy economy is more important. So in this election, I will be voting based on economy, jobs, and small business. So why is this important to me? Now, my parents, they own a small business, which they started in the late 80s. It has been thriving, but recently the economy has kind of put them in a rough spot, and they've had to kind of start making decisions that they never thought they'd had to make. They've had to negotiate the balance between remaining profitable and trying not to scale back their employees that have been loyal to them since they began, people that have watched me grow up, and I guess these have just been really hard decisions. I think Obama's solution to fix the economy has not been very successful. Pouring money into government programs I don't think is the best route for us. He has allocated tax dollars for companies like Solyndra, who ended up filing for bankruptcy. And I think this money would have been better used if it were given back to the people to spend as they see fit. Green technology, I know, is a great thing, but if these companies are truly viable, then they should have no problem finding private investors to fund their initiatives. I think what we have are short-term purchases being financed with long-term money, and I think it's imprudent for America to continue this kind of spending habit, especially given that our creditor China is also our competitor. What I see in the Obama administration, I think, is a fundamental misunderstanding of how to handle the economy. I think that as an experienced and successful businessman, that Governor Mitt Romney seems like a safer bet given what we've seen in the past 4 years. I think that people's attitudes will change when they see the government has become more responsible. They will be more willing to spend money, and I think that Mitt Romney can get us back to that place. In his plan, he says he will cap spending at 20% of the GDP, cut unnecessary spending, privatize government-funded companies, and cut Obamacare. And I think these are all great ideas to get our economy back on track. Now, I hope to take over my dad's business with my brother and my sister, or maybe even start my own when I get out of school, but in the current climate, it might make better business sense for my dad to sell his building and his land and make a profit than to pass on something that he built to his children. And I think that the fact that this is a more appealing option is kind of sad for a country that is built on small business and entrepreneurship like my dad's. Mitt Romney's experience and success, I think, speak to his viability to do the job that needs to be done right now. I know that the situation that Obama inherited was one of the worst America has ever faced, but he knew that when he ran, and he still promised hope and change. That's not to say he hasn't had some successes as president, but he has not fixed the problems that he pledged to resolve, the ones that affect every American, like the economy. I believe that a Mitt Romney presidency would provide a fresh start for America, and he would bring a new perspective to the Oval Office. Combined with his experience, I think this is what we need to help get America back on track. So this is why I will be voting for the Romney-Ryan ticket. Thanks for listening.